Hello, my name is James Johnson III, and I am a developer. I own a company called Softnear, and we have developed an application called FOL E911, and it's an emergency application, but it's not your average emergency application. This application actually has social aspects to it, and I have it here on the screen so you can see the icon. When you place it on your start tile, you'll be able to see an icon. It has a finger pointing at your phone, and that basically describes how the application is actually functioning. The application really allows you to enter emergency contact information, and once you've entered your emergency contacts, if you're ever in need of help, you can press one button and the system will be able to send out emergency information to your contacts via phone call or SMS, as well as email. In the email, you'll be provided with a whole bunch of information. Some of that information includes the location, the number of attempts you've made to get help, along with any other emergency folks who were contacted. So if you have 10 people listed, it'll list those people and say, hey, we try to contact these folks as well. So it's a really important application that the entire family should have. My family has it. You have 3 Windows Phone devices, and all of us have it on that phone. So I want to go in and show you just a few of the features that are available in it. When you have the application, like I said, if you place it on your start tile, you'll see an icon that looks like this. And on that icon, you'll get some information when you're in certain particular situations. So if you set up a timer, so right now you're not in an emergency situation, not in a timer situation. So it'll just show a brief description, press for emergency, which is, pretty telling. I mean, it's sort of a reminder, hey, if you're in this emergency, press this icon here. So we'll go ahead and start it up. Once you start it up, after entering your account information or registering a new account, you'll get a welcome message similar to what you just heard. And you will also have a button listed on the main page, and it reads Send Help. It's just that simple. Once you've set up your accounts, or your emergency accounts, the only thing left to do if you're ever in an emergency situation is you press this button. So you can set up an emergency account by clicking on this icon here, and I've already created 2 accounts for this test user. So you can see from this screen that there's 2 emergency contacts, and their names are listed here as well, and you have an indication of their gender by looking at the icons. You also have information that indicates how they'll be contacted, so it gives you a quick overview of the information about this emergency contact. Shows you your relationship to this emergency contact as well. And there's also a way to filter the emergency contacts so that they only are targeted for certain emergencies. And that's another useful feature as well. You can also share your emergency contacts with other members in the FOL E911 community. So if you have a family like me, all of you don't have to enter the same contact information. One person can enter the contacts that should be notified, and then you can share that with the rest of the family. So you can do that with your family and friends if you like. The only thing you need to provide is the account name of the person you'd like to share this information with. So after registering your account, you have a username. You provide that to your family member, and you say this is the name you should put in there, and that's it. And you can actually set the effective date and expiration and you can control access to the contact as well. So once you've done that, you'll have contacts listed here. So we'll go back to the main screen. Again, it's very simple. Once you set up your contacts, you click this button, and everything else will happen by the system. The system will determine, the phone call, what number to call. It'll, contact via SMS if it needs. It'll actually send email as well. So we'll click the button. We're in an emergency situation, and the emergency goes out. And you heard the system read out some information as well. But here's some more important information. Once you click the button to send help, there's some information displayed on your screen as well, and along with the help me, and it gives the date. So this can be useful for anyone that's around you who has visibility to your device screen, so they can see this information. And this sort of gives them an idea of, that you need help. So there's also a feature in here called timing, and that feature allows you to basically set up a timer, and you can let the systems, basically you're indicating to the system that, hey, if I'm not back within a certain amount of time, send out an emergency on my behalf. So this is a really cool feature too. You can give it a name, so you can create multiple timers if you like, and you can provide a name for this timer. You can tell what date you like for this information or this emergency to happen. So we can change this to tomorrow, and we can actually give it a time as well. The message, although it says optional, is probably a good idea to add some information. Basically, just give a short description of what your intentions are. So maybe you're hanging out today, and you're going shopping or whatever. You could probably enter that information. Say, hey, I'm hanging out shopping, expecting to be back in a certain amount of time. So that way you sort of give folks an idea of what your intentions were, what you were planning on doing that day. So if the timer does go off, if the emergency is sent out, they'll have some type of context to understand try to understand what happened or why this emergency was sent out. A really powerful feature there. There's also a way for you to recognize folks that help you. If the person that's helping you is a member of the community, you can enter that person's account name, and they will be credited as a hero, and the credit will go towards that person, showing that he helped you in this situation. And that's what the heroes page is for. And right now you can see there's one hero. His name is Ted Jones, or his username is Ted Jones. You can see he's helped up to one person so far, and you can get additional information as well. You can also filter this list and look at only your heroes. In this case, Ted Jones is the hero that I listed, so this is the person who helped me out, or Tanya in this case, the user. So that's a really cool feature. It hopefully motivates people to help out and gain some recognition as a hero. There's a feature called hotspots, and what this does is, as emergencies are recorded in the system, this will allow the emergencies that are captured, it will keep up with the city and state in which these emergencies occur, and you'll be able to come in here and sort of get an idea of where things are happening at, what emergencies are happening in what city, and sort of give you a date range as well. So you can see here that there's a Cornelius, Oregon. There's been 11 emergencies, and they occurred from 11/1 to 11/3. So sort of give you an idea of what's going on in different cities around the country. Could be very useful for you if you're traveling. You may want to get an idea of what's going on. This is a nice feature to look into as you're traveling. And there's so many more features in here, and I will let you guys look this over. One last feature before I leave. Other emergencies. Although we send help from the beginning, we didn't actually specify what type of help we needed. We simply just said, I need help, and the system will send it off that way. But you can also control the specific emergency type. So in this case, I could give, a whole bunch of different emergency types. Rape, suicide, heart attack, roadside assistance, burglary, whatever. You can list them all here. They're here, and you can come in here if you have time. The main thing is to understand your situation and understand how much time you have. If you only have a few seconds, you want to just get into the system, hit the button, and that's it, and let the system take over from there. So I have demonstrated a really cool application. One more before I leave. I actually want to show you one more thing. Inside of, once someone has an emergency, the emergencies will be listed, and you can actually get directions to a victim's location. So this is a really cool feature here as well. So the community can come in and see, hey, someone needs help. Okay, I want to help this person out. You can highlight that emergency for that particular victim, and you can get directions by clicking that option there. So that's a really nice feature. It's convenient. It takes and gives you directions from the current location that you're in. So this is a very powerful application. It's one the entire family should have. Everyone should have this app. It's not just a regular emergency app that you've seen. People get information and keep emergency contact, and they use your phone to make the calls. This application takes all that away. You save information into this app, and there's a remote system that does all the processing. So, there's no way that someone can intervene. Once the message is sent, the server is going to take over and process the data for you. So, someone can take your device, it doesn't matter. Once the message is sent out that you need help, the system has a record of that, and it's going to be able to contact your emergencies. It's a very powerful feature, a very powerful system. If you have a Windows Phone device, you should definitely take a look at this. It's at least worth a try. There's a trial version available, so you can try it out before you buy. And the application is called FOL E911, and it's developed by Softnear. I want to thank you for your time, and just go out and try the application. Thanks.